Commission Christian Radio presents Sarai by Helen Burn. Episode 2, Canaan Immigration.
Having set off from Haran, Abram and Sarai with their family and servants travelled for many miles heading due south. They were expert traders and herders, and their flocks and wealth increased as they travelled. It took about a year, but eventually they arrived in the land of Canaan, and God called a halt. He told Abram that they'd arrived in the promised land, the land he would give to Abram's descendants. What he did not say was that life would be easy.
Well, that's everything set up at last. The tents are pitched, the herds have plenty of pasture, and we've come to an agreement with the local chieftain.
I don't know where you get all your energy, Sarai.
Even I have to say it's good to stop for a while. Mika, do you think we've finally reached the land God has promised? It hasn't been a bad journey.
It's been a long journey.
I've visited places I never imagined, both good and bad. But this place is beautiful. What do you think, Mika?
Oh, Sarai, I just hope the market has some honey. I miss making those special biscuits Lot likes so much. They remind him of home, and just now he needs cheering up.
And we could do with some new servants.
Don't you think the people around here sound funny? How long do you think we will stay here for? I don't want to complain.
Then don't.
But we seem to have been on the move forever.
I know. I sometimes ask, but all I get is "trust me" from my husband. Though the last time I asked, Abram did say that we were close to the area that God has promised our family.
But you are still barren.
I've noticed. But Abram says God will look after us. The land certainly is impressive. Excellent grazing, plenty of everything. Many people are already living here too.
Just as well we're wealthy and can bribe our way through most situations.
Must be a bit odd for the Canaanites, though, our whole tribe arriving in what was their land.
Can you tell me again why we're travelling? Something about Abram having lots of descendants. I mean, really, Sarai, how's that going to happen for you?
Always kind, aren't you, Mika? So tactful.
I'm sorry, Sarai. I'm just so weary with travelling.
Abram says...
Oh, Abram says. I'm so sick of hearing what Abram says.
Look, I understand. It's been a tough year for all of us. At times it seemed like we'd never find what we were looking for. But here we are.
Lot is hoping we can find the time to sort out who owns what.
I'm sure we will.
I just hope there's no trouble. There's a lot more folk already living here than I thought there would be.
Why, look. There's a few of the locals over there by the trees. If only we were insects, we could buzz over there and hear what they're talking about.
Can you believe it? Those travellers aren't moving on like we thought. They come here to our valley and their herds and eat the grass, and then they set up home like they belong here. This land is ours. What's the king thinking of?
Look, Mott. The land of Canaan is his. This district of Bethel is his. I heard he'd come to some sort of monetary agreement with this newcomer, Abram.
Face it, Ishman. We're just the workers. The king does whatever suits him.
Aye, but those travellers, there's so many of them, and their leader's really rich.
Maybe he's bribed the local officials to let him stay.
Didn't I just say that? But just look at them. They speak funny. And they dress weird.
Have you seen inside their tents?
My wife was employed just yesterday to help with the cooking, and she says the inside of some of those tents is like a palace. So much stuff. Silk hangings and velvet cushions and fur for warmth. They paid her twice the going rate.
Because they're outsiders, it might be easy to rip them off.
Sammy at the market got 3 times the price for his carrots. So maybe this invasion that you're talking about won't be all bad.
I've heard their leader is in cahoots with this really powerful god.
Well, that explains something at least. But it doesn't help us. What happens when all the grass is eaten? When they take our jobs and enslave us?
Yeah, that leader of theirs is building an altar to his god. If he is as powerful as is claimed, what hope do we have?
Well, I say we give them a chance. Maybe make some money. Can't be all bad, even though they do speak funny.
That's it, lads. Put the stones over there. Thanks for hauling them from the quarry. It's good to get local help.
Just as long as we get paid, sir. Or should I call you Abram?
Sir will be fine.
Okay, sir. Well, that's the largest order we've had. There's at least 3 more deliveries. Can I ask what it's for?
I'm building an altar to God.
Oh, right. Which one? He must be quite impressive, or maybe a bit scary.
There is only one God. He brought me here and has promised me that my descendants will inherit this land. He says my descendants will be like the stars in the sky or the grains of sand on the shore. So I'm building him an altar here to thank him for his goodness to us.
Sounds good. Most of the local gods around here are all take. They demand we make sacrifices. Some of them even want human sacrifices. Scary. And I've never heard one of them actually following through on any promises. In fact, I don't think they even talk much.
There is only one God, and, well, let me explain in detail. God made the world, he made the stars, the sun, the moon.
Abram, right son, I've brought lunch for you and the workers.
Lamb kebabs all round.
I know building the altar is important, but you all need to keep up your strength. So this is the place God wants us to settle. It's so beautiful.
It is. For now, at least. You know we'll have to move on eventually to get better grazing for the flocks, but this is the start of the promised country. Thank you, dear.
The local workers seem to have done a good job.
This is the first altar to God in the land which will be ours. They deliver the stone, but we build and sanctify the altar.
Now we have finished delivering food, Sarai, could you look after some of the children for us? Some of the women want to go to the market. There's a sale on of local vegetables, especially carrots. Fresh fruit as well. Oh, and the maids are busy washing the clothes.
Well, I can't refuse an offer like that. Play with the little ones instead of shopping. Yes, please.
Whew. That's the last delivery of stones for that altar. Let's take a break and sit in the shade for a bit.
That foreigner, Abram, is a lucky man. A God who talks to him and provides for him, and a beautiful wife.
Wonder how many sons he has. Must have a whole tribe of children.
Did I hear him say they'll move on eventually?
Well, that's good.
Well, maybe we should try and make as much money out of them as we can before they move on.
It's the eventually that bothers me. What if they use up all the resources and we're left with nothing?
Let's not worry too much about their future. I'm all for thinking about the here and the now. And right now, my stomach can't wait to eat. Have we ever had an employer this generous, boys?
Right, yeah, I know.
Abram built an altar to God to thank him for bringing them all safely to the promised land. He made alliances with the local leaders, performed sacrifices at the altar, and his tribe settled well. Because his wealth was mainly in animals, they still moved to keep the grazing good. After a time, they found themselves in the Negev. Time passed, and although in general the tribe kept apart from the local population, there was the occasional break with tradition.
Right, we're all set up for the wedding. The food is ready and the formal arrangements sealed. The priest is waiting and the bridegroom looks just nervous enough.
Are you sure this is a good idea, Sarai? I mean, it's a bit odd, isn't it? Your cousin marrying one of the locals? It's not as if we're lacking good-looking men in our tribe. I think it's unwise.
Well, Mika, we were all a bit shocked at first. But Mary and Sammy love each other. and he has pledged to honour our God.
And you believe that?
The fathers of the young people had a long talk and settlements were made. I know it's odd that the bridegroom joins us, rather than marry going to his family, but we can only welcome him. Look, I can see them coming along the valley, the bridegroom with his family and guests. It will be nice to meet his mother and grandma.
They dress funny.
Mind your manners, Mika. Go and ensure the servants know where the wine is, whilst I welcome our guests.
I still can't believe our Sammy is marrying into that Abram's tribe. It's breaking my heart. He'll never have a settled home. We'll never get to see him.
Keep your voice down, Mum. Sammy is my son, and I understand.
I might have known you'd take his side, Nicole.
Well, I must say, it's a beautiful feast. So much food. And they're not stinting on the wine either. Cheers. What do you think, Shapash?
Of course. Always showing off. Not content with trampling all over our land and taking our jobs. Now they're subverting our young men with their wiles.
Tears have been shed over this. Not that she's not a nice enough girl, but she's not one of ours. What was wrong with his cousin? That's what I want to know.
Shh, Grandma. You're embarrassing us.
That poor girl was, well, just not right. And the dowry that we got from his bride's family, well, Sammy's set for life.
Abram's people are rich, but they seem to be blessed as well. That one God of theirs seems really powerful.
Maybe that's why Sammy has converted.
Converted? Oh, you just wait. What's one God got that our lot haven't? No good will come of this, you mark my words.
Well, I'm sorry that he is converted, but on the other hand, it means any children they have will be kept safe. No one has ever heard of Abram's God demanding that a baby be sacrificed to him. Not like Baal.
It'll all end in tears. Just wait.
I hope we've done the right thing, allowing this wedding to take place.
I hope God won't be angry, Abram.
Sometimes I wish I could be more certain of what to do. What do you think, Lot?
I'm concerned about us mixing too much with the locals. But you're the person whom God talks to most. So have you heard from him lately?
It's not an exact conversation. He talks to me, I pray to him.
He's brought us to the promised land, but we don't exactly own it.
We need to be patient.
Some of the families see the locals getting away with murder and wonder why we have to obey so many laws.
God wants us to be good. You know he'll take care of us if we obey him. And he doesn't ask us to sacrifice babies or children like some of the weirder sects around here.
You might have a point. But I thought this land was promised to us. I thought we would own it all by now.
It will belong to me and my descendants, he said.
And yet, Sarai remains without children.
I did think things might be easier for us, but our timing is not God's timing, and we just have to trust him. Sometimes we have to make our own decisions and hope God shows mercy.
Like this wedding?
It was Sarai's idea that the young man join our tribe rather than marry going away to live among the unbelievers. Thus, any children will be brought up believing in our God. It's one way of increasing our population, and it's not a common occurrence.
Well, we'd better get back to the celebrations. The wives will be wondering where we are.
It seemed like things were going well for Abram and Sarai, but trials were soon to follow.
In the story of Sarai, the part of Sarai was played by Helen Burn and Abram by Mark Clanny. Other parts were played by members of the Commission Radio drama team. The play was produced at Commission Studios in Belfast. Episode 3 is entitled The Egyptian Experience.